Yeah, what up, man? What up to the people? So I'm on here, man. It's gonna be by myself today, bro, he working and stuff like that. So, welcome to the cast first stone. I appreciate y'all listening. I want to hear what person got to say, like myself, because there's been a lot of, I don't want to say fake, but there's been a lot of things being put out there about certain aspects that come from that street mentality, that come from, wanting to be street and wanting to be real. So, coming from a person like me that really is out there living that, I find it funny that, a lot of these guys, the first thing they said, they say out their mouth, I'm gonna have my young boys come through, slide through. That always bothers me. I'm gonna have my young boys come slide through. So you're really participating and perpetuating a situation to where you want to put a young brother in a situation to where his whole life is done up. He listens to you, and you ain't gonna send him no money in there, or you ain't even gonna pay for his funeral if something happens to him. You gonna come up there wearing his face on his t-shirt and all that shit, then his mother and family won't hear from you no more. So to the young brothers, and sisters, that the young sisters listen to these guys now, like they horrible, they miserable. Because anybody that really, really love you, they not gonna put you in a situation that's gonna hurt you. You understand what I'm saying? Like I never tell my little homies then slide through there and tear that shit up. No, that was my nonsense I was on, so I'm sliding. Majority of the homies at the beginning when it first started, when I got on the street, wasn't on that. You know what I mean? They was little wild hood dudes, but they wasn't sliding like they was sliding. You know what I mean? So I don't really see any reason for these guys now. First thing come out of their mouth, I'm gonna have a young boy slide through. Y'all are trying to fucking manipulate these little boys, man. You know what I mean? And it's sad as hell because it's really putting us backwards again. So when these young brothers sitting there, right? I've been watching videos on Instagram and all that, YouTube and all that. The young brother, one of them was like, he just got sentenced to like life in prison, and he just broke down. I think he fainted and all this bullshit, and it's just like, when you realize that they're putting you in a situation where you will never be able to really like give your mother a hug and hold her, or your father, your sisters, your baby. And then you have about, when you first come in, this is how it goes. I don't know if they telling y'all this shit, you know what I mean? But this is what happens. When your family comes in, first of all, they got to be completely disrespected. They get patted down, they got to go through metal detectors, they got to do all this nonsense. And then don't let it be a situation to where it's a CO who really don't like you. So when your family come in there, they do nonsense to your family. Sometimes they make your family wait longer than they have to, put the family back in the line, all this nonsense, because you may have got into it with them on the yard. So what happens is when he working in visitation and your family coming to see him, he's treating your family messed up. You understand what I'm saying? So after they go through all of the madness and the process of coming to see you, then you have to go through, come in there. Well, so when they come in there and you sit on one side, you stand up so you can hug. They allow you to stand up. So they allow you to understand that part. They allow you to stand up. So when your family come in, you hug everybody. You get like a 5-second hug. You gotta release them right after that. You feel what I'm saying? You got like, you can hold your baby. If it's a little baby, fine. But other than that, you're there and they here. Like, you can even reach over and hold their hand if you want to in some spots. You feel what I'm saying? Some spots it's all glass. You just behind a mirror, behind a glass. You can't even touch your family. So I don't know what they're telling you, young brothers, man, but this is some bullshit. It's bullshit, and to keep perpetuating that shit bothers me, because you got all my OGs, man. Them niggas ain't OGs. Them niggas ain't OGs, them niggas corny, them niggas on some bullshit. Cause they see what's going on, they like, how the fuck you 45 years old, you still standing in the corner with these young boys and tell these young boys to go slide? That ain't gangster. That ain't gangster. Fuck the fuck out of you. The reason why you made it to 45, because you was smart enough. Now you're trying to have a young brother who's what, 21, 19, 18, sometimes young brother be 16. You want him to fuck up his life. Instead of putting little bro on game. I mean, if you working, come snatch little bro up. Like, get him off that motherfucking block. You know what I mean? You don't get no accolades by holding down a fucking block, my nigga. You get accolades by when you get some money, you buy the block. You feel what I'm saying? That should be your mindset. I'm gonna buy this motherfucker. I always pop me on this motherfucker. This is what I'm gonna do. Instead of standing on the block and don't own nothing on the block. I had to learn that. I was a block stander. I held blocks down. That's what I did. So you're talking to someone who actually held blocks down. Like it was my life. I was willing to die for that block. Literally. I was from Avon Avenue and I was willing to die for Avon Avenue. Then I started being on Brenner Street, so I was willing to go crazy for Brenner Street. Every block that I was on, I felt like it's my life on this block. So this becomes my block. So now, in a situation to where like, damn, I really just got shot and got killed or whatever. But a block that I don't own nothing on, I have it's so crazy to where If someone isn't telling y'all what y'all supposed to be doing and putting y'all on game about that, don't listen to them. Don't listen to them. Your heart gonna tell you what's right and what's wrong. So then, don't listen to them. For real, because people nowadays, they're manipulative, they lie, they will really sit there and watch you get decimated to the point where it's over and all they're going to do is take a fake shot or pour some liquor out for you. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Hey, ma, go call Big Bro, tell Big Bro I need some money on my commissary. She called him like, yo, you know, my son said he need $100 for commissary. I'm bringing it over here to you, ma. You know what I mean? I got you, ma. I'm on my way. You know what I mean? I got you. Give me like an hour so I'll be over there. He'll never show up. Little bro steady come out. Did he bring it over there? Did he bring it over there? Nah, baby, he ain't brought it over here. You know what I mean? But I got you though. I got $50 for them. This is how these conversations go in here. This is how they go over and over and over and over and over again with every different person. Like, you know what I mean? And it's so messed up. Like, you like, damn. I used to watch the young brothers hang up the phone. Like, man, motherfuckers on bullshit, man. All these brothers holding that shit down out there, man. Motherfuckers doing bullshit. I had to snatch a little bro up, you know what I mean? It's like, you know, earlier today, my little brother, he put me on something about one of the sisters. She gonna be up here too. You know, we gonna be building. Her name is Not Yet, and she has a Facebook page and stuff like that. She was speaking about how, you know, the things that we allow our kids to do, and then get mad when they get the reaction that we allow them to get. You understand what I'm saying? I got that logic. Like, if she basically saying, if you allow your 16-year-old son that ain't on no type of gang shit, no type of street nonsense or none of that, to leave out of the house with a ski mask on. He going to school. He going to school with the ski mask on. He got the gloves like he be sliding like he on that, trying to perpetuate this system that's going on with these rappers that's making it seem like it's cool to be on that drill bullshit. You know what I mean? So now what happens is when this little brother go out to school and he go out and go do his thing, you know, he's just supposed to be going to learn. But he could be walking down the street and people gonna see him like, oh, that look like dude. He got a ski mask on. You told he look like dude because they all look alike. You know what I mean? So now you got your son caught up in this situation that he had nothing to do with. It wasn't even him. But because he looked like the same person because they all dressing like doing this nonsense that they doing, it's a sad state because it's like a double-edged sword. The way I look at it is like, okay, if you dress your son nice and he has the proper clothing on and stuff like that, then he get bullied from the ones who wearing the ski mask. You feel what I'm saying? It's like, so what you have to do is you have to teach your children how to be strong in their self and their self-confidence. That even though they're wearing these particular clothes, it don't make them less than who they are. Don't allow people to dictate who they are. Don't allow your crowds and your influence that's around you tell you what you should be doing with your life. You know, we can all sit here and say, well, damn, I let my daughter go out here dressed like this, and then so, you know, this older man or this young brothers right here be wanting to treat her like that. And that's a fact, because she's going to get the attention that the way she's carrying herself, that's what's going to come. You got creeps, period. It don't even matter whether it's 1 creep or 30 creeps. You're going to have creeps, period. She can have a full guard. It won't even matter. A creep is a creep. However, it perpetuates the situation to where if she's dressing like that's what she want to be treated like, they're going to treat her like that. If you see an 18-year-old female and you see her private parts, like, because she got these tight things on, and you see this, you like, yo, man, the back of her ass cheeks is out. You know what I mean? So the attention is going to be given to her. That's what's going to happen. It's not going to be good attention. Like, they really kidnapping little girls. They even kidnapping little boys now. It's so fucked up. Like, everything is fucked up now. So her conversation about, like, damn, if you are allowing your children to go outside just the way that people who are all those type of things, and then get mad when something happens to you, to those kids, telling my kid was a good kid. But why you have your kid going out there doing that nonsense? Your kid was a good kid. They wouldn't be just like they was doing bullshit. And that makes all the sense in the world. So, in my opinion, you know what I mean? So, control your household. That's basically shit. You like, I don't give a fuck about being friends with my motherfucking kids. I'm just gonna keep it real with my kids. I'm not gonna be like, we cool, like, we alright. But at the point where they're thinking that they could just, well, because we friends, they could do what the fuck they want to do. No, we ain't doing none of that. Nah, not under this roof. And that's what she was saying. And that's the way you have to raise your children. Stop trying to be cool with your children. You can be understanding with your children. You can laugh, go out, have fun, like at the fucking water parks and all the stuff that kids supposed to be enjoying. What are you partying with your kids? What do you got a whole household full of people knowing that your child in here? You have a whole household full of people, music blast, everybody getting drunk, people smoking weed, and your kids won't be up there studying, get ready for school. Like, come on, that shit don't make no fucking sense. You know what I mean? So people nowadays, for whatever reason, man, they looking for the biggest quotes. They looking for the how many views they gonna get when they go on here. Like that shit, man. That shit so superficial and bullshit, man. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. For real, man. If you need that kind of attention, then at the end of the day, you need to let somebody else raise your children. That's what I feel, because you're not raising your children. Because you need attention from everybody else. Whereas right now you have your children that you need to be giving your attention to. So you said you want attention too, so now you're going to people you don't even know. So if somebody say they don't like your post, you instantly mad. You're allowing this shit to control your life. And then now what happens is you see other children, like they got people posting kids. Like I seen one video when I first came home, it was like about 5 little girls. When I say little girls, like 6, 7 years old. And they standing on a desk like twerking. And I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Who the fuck videotape that creep ass shit? You feel what I'm saying? Which one of you motherfuckers, don't get female or male, videotape these 4 or 5 little girls working on top of a desk? Get the fuck out of here. Who the fuck want to see that? You know what I mean? Where the mothers at? Where the fathers at? I was so disgusted at that, it broke my heart. You feel what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, that's crazy. This is when I first came home. You know what I mean? Like, I just look at things differently. I just, coming from where I come from, like, it's just so crazy. I don't know. I just look around at things now that's going on. I think everybody has become so self-absorbed. And we don't really give a fuck about what's going on around us, man. And you can't do that when you got these young brothers and sisters out here dying, these little sisters being out here raped, and all this madness that's going on there. But I feel like, I tell every female that I deal with or talk to or run across and they have kids, put your kids in some form of self-defense, especially karate, jiu-jitsu, or something like that. And what that breeds is, it breeds 2 things. It breeds discipline, it breeds strength in yourself, and knowing your self-worth. You feel what I'm saying? You're going to carry yourself in a different sort of standing when people see you because you know how to defend yourself. So a person just can't tell you anything, because if you study how to do this, they're going to teach you discipline. That's what they're going to do. So your children need to know discipline. Right now, we're not allowing them to have discipline. We're not even disciplining them anymore. We're so afraid of them, it's crazy. I'm a victim to that too. I'm a victim of afraid of, like, these kids to the point where it's like, I don't want to be one of the ones that hurt a child. Like, this little brother got a fucking AR-15 and he trying to hurt me. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to die. You feel what I'm saying? But in order for me to live, I got to disarm him. You feel what I'm saying? And sometimes having to disarm a person, end up somebody got to die or somebody got to get hurt. You understand what I'm saying? It's these types of situations that's going on. So I'm a victim of my own circumstances of, damn, what if I'm in that type of situation where this young brother, because you don't know, 9 times out of 10, the person who's trying to come hurt you, especially in my age bracket when guys know who I am and stuff like that, they're going to try to send some young brother to try to do some nonsense, if I was still in that. You know what I mean? It's just me just saying, if I was still in that, they won't come directly at me and do something like that. They would try to send somebody that's younger and with 100 bullets and try to shoot at me and shit. So if I get shot or if I'm shooting back, then I found out this young brother came through shooting. He done got hit. Dead. They found out he's 16 years old. Don't nobody give a fuck that he had an AK-47 shooting at a motherfucker. You know what I mean? That's just the fact, old gang member, known for this, that, and third, just shot a teenager. That's what's going to hit the media. Not that this teenager came through with a fucking chopper and tried to screw my shit. You understand what I'm saying? That's not what's going to hit the media. So I'm a victim of, like, damn, I don't even want to be around it. You feel what I'm saying? So if my voice can stop things and my voice can help things, I use my voice. You know what I mean? I use me as an example. We're not, like my brother said it earlier in his perfect word, like, we're not super scared straight type of guys. Like, we're not doing that. You know what I mean? We're going to give you the raw, unfiltered truth, and it's going to be your choice to either take that for what it is or decide to do what the fuck you want to do with yourself. The problem is, don't get mad because you already know. If you're listening to this podcast right now and 2 days later, you're in a situation to where you can walk away from and leave it alone, but you still decide to do it, and then when it comes back on you, Don't get mad. Because they got places for you. If you survive the bullshit that you did before somebody come kill you, because that's what's going to happen. If you kill them, and if you don't go to jail, somebody trying to come kill you. That's what's going to happen. I don't give a fuck how many guns you got. I don't give a fuck how many niggas you got with you. Motherfuckers trying to catch you. You know what I mean? Like, people will wait 10, 15 years. Like, you killed their brother, they'll double back and catch you 10, 15 years for the shit you did 15 years ago. You know what I mean? So don't get caught up in your own hype and your own bullshit. Don't get caught up in that street shit. That street shit is not built to love you. I don't know who told y'all that shit. The streets don't love nobody. They don't love the rats. They don't love the gangsters. They don't love the people who live in them. They don't love the bums. They don't love none of that shit. They don't none of that shit. The streets is really where they used to take the, when they supposedly let us free, they put us all in these neighborhoods, all in these little barns and shit like that. When we was poor and broke and fucked up, ain't give a shit. You know what I mean? Ain't give a shit. We had to fend for ourselves. So if you put a bunch of fucking animals in this one little pot, you know what I mean? You got the wolves, you got the sheep, you got the lions, you got the tigers, you got all these motherfuckers in this one little jungle. It's like, it's not a big Africa jungle. It's a one little jungle. And throw a couple of pieces of meat in that motherfucker. What the fuck you think gonna happen? Just honestly, what the fuck do you think gonna happen? It's gonna be madness, it's gonna be chaos. Hey, the best animal win. And that's what they put us in. They put us in a situation to where, like, damn, this motherfucker over here, he found a way to get up out of here. He a drug dealer, and you see him flashing and stuff like that. Well, shit, I want to flash. I'm tired of walking to school with these fucking shits on. Like, you know what I mean? Those were our heroes. Because that's all we seen. That's the only thing we seen that was good. Now, if you put us in a situation to where you see your mother, she doing good, she got a house, you see the brother down the street, he working, he doing this, that, and the third. You see more of that. Those must become your heroes. But if you only see this dude with the rings, the flash shit, he coming around the neighborhood, he got the new car, he the only one with the new car, you like, well, damn, what is he doing? That got him that shit. We pay attention to materialistic things because materialistic things is what makes us value. That's what makes us in our head is valuable unless we're taught differently. That shit fades. That car he got, that shit break down. That jewelry he got, that shit ain't about nothing. When he go broke, he gonna sell it. You feel what I'm saying? All those fans and shit he got, if he get time, they're gonna probably tell him. You saying 15 people standing around right now? Who of those people right now, if they get locked up, gonna tell him? You know what I mean? So that's the downside we don't get to see and we don't get to hear about because the young ones don't get to hear that story because they ain't been old enough to go through it. So it's our job as older ones to tell these stories, not to perpetuate it, not to like hype it up, not to be glorifying it, just to tell them stories of what actually happened. So when they visualize something in their head and they going through something that's similar to what you went through and the story that they heard from you, they know how to act accordingly to it. But if they don't know that, if this dude, like, I can really walk away from this shit, man. Tell that nigga I ain't really tripping, bro. You got it. Now, man, you got it, bro. I ain't know nothing, bro. You feel what I'm saying? If I could actually do that without some bullshit happening to me, yeah, why wouldn't I choose that? But if I know if I don't do that, if I don't know about this story right here, like, yeah, bro was in the same type of situation, and bro did this, that, the third, well, shit, let me try that. Because everybody's so caught on standing on business. Standing on business meaning you being a man. You know what I mean? Not doing stupidity. That's not standing on business. Standing on business is when somebody disrespects you as a man, as a human and stuff like that, you check that shit. You feel what I'm saying? It don't necessarily have to be violent. You just check that shit in a respectful manner, like respect, like, yo, bro, I ain't on that. Don't come at me like that, bro. Nigga be like, what you mean? If he's looking for trouble, you already know how he's coming. You already know he's coming with his whole aura, everything gonna let you know that he on bullshit. So your first job, your first thing is the first, like, bro, I'm about to slide. I'm out, bro. Yo, where you going, bro? No, I'm about to slide, bro. You know what I mean? I gotta go handle something. You know what I mean? I gotta go, bro. Oh, bro, you bugging. You right, bro. I gotta go. When they come around you with that energy and you feel it in your gut that it's gonna turn left, get out of there. Get out of there. You in the car, you jump in the car, this nigga got mad guns, he ride, he sliding and shit. You like, man, bro, I'm just really trying to go to the store. Nah, bro, nah, just chill when you ride and shit. Like, so then when y'all get pulled over and there's 4 guns in the car, who do you think there are all them guns going on? If he don't literally come out his mouth right then and there and at that particular time, right then, not going down to the courthouse, not none of that shit. If he don't say it right then, that gun is his, both of y'all going to jail. It's no question. I don't give a fuck what state you in. Both of y'all going to jail. You know what I mean? And it's so sad that nowadays a motherfucker really knows his gun, but put it on you and let you go down for the gun. That's what's going on. So why would you want to be part of something that at every turn you're going to lose? There's no winners in that shit. None. Because even if you made it out, you sold your shit, got your little money and shit like that, but do you know that the shit that you just sold, they'll fuck up the next family? You understand what I'm saying? So you didn't really win. Selfishly you won because you got your money, you got out real quick and shit like that. But the ripple effect of the shit that you just did, they'll transcend it for generations. Now if you wouldn't have did that, you may have transformed that generation. You may have fixed that generation. You know what I mean? So you didn't win. And you're going to be held accountable for that shit. So my thing now is, like this podcast is not for judgment. It's not for judgment. That's why it's called Cast the First Stone. It's not for judgment. It's for opinions about people who think they can judge about situations. You know what I mean? Like, that's what we on. Like, who the fuck is that? Okay, damn, they did this, that, and third. That shit was some bullshit. We could build on this shit like, but who the fuck is this motherfucker right here to judge them? Saying they did this, that, and the third. Like, get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? So this podcast is going to be raw, cut, unfiltered. You have me, my brothers, my sisters, all of us going to get on here. You know what I mean? Whoever want to get on here, we're going to build, we're going to laugh, we're going to kick it, stuff like that. This is not a podcast to where, everybody wanted to be scripted. But to me, scripted dilutes it a little bit. It's more professional, of course, but it dilutes it. Because like I told one of my brothers the other day, like, setting up an interview for me. And he like, well, let's figure out what questions she want to ask. I said, nah, let her ask what she want to ask. She can ask what she want to ask. I don't have to answer it if I don't want to. Like, I was in interviews with the police and they asked me to tell. No, you can ask me whatever the fuck you want to ask me. But I don't have to answer it. And when I do answer it, I know how to answer it. To where it don't diminish me as a man and my integrity as a man. Nowadays, dudes like to destroy your integrity just to build their shit up. Dudes nowadays look for certain little things to try to destroy your man. They don't like men no more. They don't like that shit. They don't like you standing on your man shit like, man, you got me fucked up. Respectfully, you got me fucked up. They don't like that shit at all. You know what I mean? Like, oh, this nigga bugging. He don't want to help me cross nobody. He don't want to be on some bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, for real. Like, so I just feel like, when we look at each other, man, why are you always looking at each other on some hateful shit, man? On some jealous shit, some envy shit. Some want to hurt each other shit. Like, why the fuck we do that? You know what I mean? And that shit's so sad. That shit really is fucked up when it comes to us, man. Like I'm talking about, when I was in prison, I used to see this shit, and this shit's so crazy. We will slam each other. So man, I used to watch these dudes, man, clap and laugh when the police jumping on a brother. You know when I first went to prison, man, when I went to the adult prison, man, the OGs told me, man, when the thing that me and Sharif were just talking about, when we first got in there, the OGs told us, like, listen, let me explain something to you. I don't give a fuck if you may not even know this motherfucker. If he got on brown and you see these police jumping on him, your ass better get your ass whooped too. You know what I mean? No bullshit. You know what I mean? And we stood on that. Like, if you walk in and you just turn around and you see motherfuckers 5, 6 police whooping on a black, even if sometimes these white people getting it too. You had white boys jumping, they see the police jumping on a black. They against the police, they jump on the police too. We in there rocking. Like, yeah, so it's not like, it depends on the situation. Like, you know what I mean? Sometimes when you go to white jails that's more predominantly white, you know what I mean, the officers and sometimes the inmates and shit like that, like, you have white officers that's more cool with white inmates. You know what I'm saying? I call them inmates because there's no reason why I'm be cool with a motherfucker, so they're inmates, they're not prisoners. White prisoners ain't cool with no motherfucking police. It's not happening. They not on none of that. You know what I'm saying? There's no such thing as a white prisoner talking about he cool with this officer. No, he's going to manipulate and do what he do, but he's not going for that. You know what I mean? He's not going for that. They don't play that shit at all. The white people in the feds and shit like that, they not with none of that shit. They prisoners all the way through and through. They trying to break out. They don't be trying to hear that shit. And it's respect. You feel what I'm saying? Amongst another prisoner. You know what I mean? Like, it's something that Colin Powell said. Colin Powell, because it was a question about how if we go to war with another country and stuff like that, and our soldiers is outnumbered and stuff like that, what do you use the prisoners? He like, and like, well, why not? He like, because they're okay with their captivity. I want soldiers who are willing to break out, take over. He said, it's one officer amongst 100 prisoners, and nobody trying to get out. He said, I don't want that kind of soldier. He said, I don't want that. What I want that for? You know what I mean? And he talking that regular to me too, because it's like, I've been here too. Like, damn. Like, I always think about getting out, but it's like, damn. Okay, you have to weigh your situation. You know what I'm saying? You're like, well, damn. It's different where I think he kind of like went a little bit further, you know what I mean, or diluted his thinking a little bit, you know what I mean, no disrespect to the gentleman, but I think that in our minds, like, okay, we got 4 years. You got a 4-year sentence. You know you're getting out in 4 years, right? And what happens, you're like, okay, by state, that 4 years gonna turn again into 10 years. Because 9 times I'm gonna get caught because these motherfuckers be telling this shit. Ain't like nobody got no money to fly to other countries and shit like that. But in war, and we done got captured, you feel what I'm saying? Niggas don't know it. Niggas ain't no time limit on that. Ain't no like, oh, the America's gonna come get us and we gonna survive. Niggas ain't, nah. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I'm a realist. You know what I mean? I try to look at things from both sides of the track. You know what I mean? So I don't know. That's just how I feel. You know, back to the topic at hand about these young ones, man. You know, just to piggyback off the sister, man. You know, she's gonna be on. She's funny as hell though. I've seen a couple of views. I can't wait to meet her. She's crazy. But you know what she was saying about the way you dress your kids and when they leave your house is gonna get the response that the way you let them leave your house. So don't get mad. You know what I mean? And when you see situations to where people are trying to save lives or trying to help out and stuff like that, support that. Support that. Instead of supporting the motherfucker twerking all day and just looking cute all day, support a motherfucker who trying to really help. You being cute and being a baddie and all that, what does that help in the community? You may not give a fuck because you're trying to help yourself. But this same community is the ones who liking your posters and liking what you got going on. You feel what I'm saying? Because without us, you wouldn't even be anything. You feel what I'm saying? Like this is a market. This is a business. So if you're marketing and turning yourself into a business, into an LLC, your whole personality, everything you're doing, you turn it into an LLC. And the people who buy your product and like what they see with you, you have to respect. And 9 times out of 10, it comes from the urban community. You know what I mean? It comes from the urban community. We are the biggest wealth producers in this country. Like, it's a fact. Black people. When we touch something, that shit blows. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I just wanted to get on here this morning, man. I was feeling it, man. Like, I'm gonna drop this one, Bro said, gonna be on his phone, we have a bunch of people. So just be on the lookout for this, man. We're gonna keep dropping it, we're gonna keep popping. Part in the background, we just started. I've been trying to figure out how to do the background singing and all that. But it's just the beginning. We're just figuring it out. So if it ain't real, we ain't doing it. So, shout out to the other podcasters that are doing their thing and built their brand and stuff like that. I see y'all and I salute y'all, continue doing good things. And to my brothers and sisters out there, man, stop hating each other, man. Stop hating each other, man. Let's try to start congratulating. Let's make another Black Wall Street, man. You know what I mean? To where we see our own wealth, man. See our own wealth. You ain't gotta hate nobody that want to see your people do good. White people don't want us around, fine. Black person, a bunch of white people that don't want me around. You don't want me around, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. I don't really care about that. That shit don't bother me. It don't bother me. You don't like me, I don't like you. Why would I want to make you like me? That makes no fucking sense. If you don't like me and you feel like the color of my skin, you don't even know me, but the color of my skin make you hate me, that's your inferiority. That's your stupidity. Because I ain't tripping. You know what I mean? That's your stupidity. That's your ignorance. That's your dumbass shit. That's you. Nigger. You sound stupid. You don't make any sense. You know what I mean? You ain't making no sense at all. You sound dumb as hell. Word up. And I don't let dumb people dictate my actions. I don't let that shit dictate my actions. I mean, for real. They try to demoralize you and dehumanize you for things that happened that had nothing, it was just part of us, but it was years ago. So they know that superiority that they had, they no longer have. So what happens is the people who feel like they still should have it is the ones who say nigger, fuck the niggers, get the niggas out of here, and this, that, and the third. That's ignorant as hell. Go back to Africa. Go back to Europe, motherfucker. What you talking about? Oh, go back to Europe. Take your ass back to England. What you talking about? Be under monarchy over there, motherfucker. Fuck out of here. Nobody want to hear that shit. So stop letting these motherfuckers dictate who you are, man. Don't perpetuate hate by hate. You can get away from that shit, man. You know what I mean? And stop hating each other, man. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? Y'all bugging, man. Y'all bugging, man. Bloods, Crips, G's, Vice Lords, Kings, like Queens, niggas and all that shit, bro. Mexicans, bro. Stop hating each other, bro. What the fuck is y'all doing? What the fuck is going on? Shit don't make no sense. Like, come on, man. Who gang is the hardest? And come on, bro. Come on, bro. On every side, it's a bad look. It's a bad look. You know what I mean? And I represented that shit to the core. I represented it to the core of my being. You couldn't tell me nothing. I was a blood. That's what's going on. I don't give a fuck what nobody like it. I don't care. This is what's up. This is what I'm doing. You don't have to do it, but this is what I'm doing. But I also was a blood who knew and understand that about his people. You know what I mean? When I used to have sit downs with other gang leaders and from other shit, it was respect. Because that's what I demanded. You know what I mean? No matter what jail I was in, no matter where I was on the streets, no matter what. It don't matter from the warden on down, from the gang leader, from the mafia bosses, all that shit, bro. You gonna respect me, bro. You gonna respect me, bro. Like, if I don't want to do something, bro, I ain't doing it. I don't give a fuck how many soldiers you got with you, bro. I don't give a fuck about none of that, bro. Like, whoever with me, bro, we ain't going for dumb shit. You know what I mean? Like, I had a situation out of Arizona. No bullshit. A situation happened in Arizona to where they had raised the prices up on commissary. You know what I mean? The whole population, the prison population was like, fuck that. Nah, we going on a strike. The brothers, like, well, we got brothers who ain't got food and this, that, and the third. Well, I'm like, well, damn, the brothers, in my mind, now, I ended up bringing it up to the brothers in the meeting, but in my mind, I'm like, well, damn, if the whole population is doing it, why we got to be the one who step outside of what code of conduct is? You feel what I'm saying? Like, and he like, nah, you know, usually what happens is if everybody can't come together and everybody, like, if it's four groups, three groups say yeah and the one group say no, these three groups gang up on that one group. That's what happened. You know what I mean? And we became that one group. So I'm like, so we already made up our mind that we're not doing it. I'm with it. I don't give a fuck. You know, I was a little bit more fortunate than others, but I was willing to give mine to make sure the brothers ate. You know what I mean? Because they're not going to not feed you. You go one day without eating in that motherfucker, they're going to shut the jail down and trying to figure out how to fix this shit. Period. Because you're harming yourself. That's the way they look at it. You're harming yourself. And to them, we are property. And without their property, they don't make money. Understand what I'm saying? So us not eating takes away from their money. Then they really don't give a fuck. Starve yourself. But now you have the attention of the whole prison not eating. Now it shuts down everything. It shuts down the means of production. We have power. And that's what the OGs were trying to teach us back then. We have power. We just don't exert it. You know what I mean? I tell them, I say, listen, I don't, if we doing that, then I feel like at the end of the day, we need to bunch first then. And it's so sad because they trying to stand up for the rights of the prisoners, but we over here on some shit like, man, fuck that shit. You know, it's so fucked up. Like, it's still happening to this day. Like, niggas will really, really be okay with the police doing stuff and doing nonsense and laugh at it and think it's a joke. You said let's come together as a unit, as a whole, and that shit probably lasted more than 2 minutes. In Louisiana, in the FCI in Louisiana, they had the brothers went on a strike. Everybody, the whole yard went on a strike. Man, they locked the jail down. The police locked the jail down, didn't do shit, locked it down like, and opened that bitch up on Hamburger Day. Everybody and their mother was hauling ass. No bullshit. So at the end of the day, I don't know if we're going to ever be able to get back to them times because these young brothers that's coming up and a lot of OGs is getting out. And a lot of OGs, you know, our bodies is like, we can't stand that beat down too much no more. You feel what I'm saying? With the batons and shit like that. All our job is to school y'all and put y'all, because y'all the next generation. Y'all coming in that motherfucker with 30, 40 years. This is going to be your life. So if you're not going to stand on something now, 5, 10 years from now, nobody's going to believe you when you're saying you're standing on something because you didn't stand on it from the beginning. The way you come in, you have to keep that and elevate that. You know what I mean? You become better. What's happening now, you already come in here now like this. And what happens is you go from this to this to this to this to this. You know what I mean? So by the time you look up in 10 years, you either became a homosexual, you either became a rat, you feel what I'm saying? You become a liar, you became all these things that diminishing who you are as a man. You know what I mean? No disrespect to nobody, but it just, you know, diminishes who you are as a man. You know what I mean? A man code of conduct. Whereas if you came in here and the first officer that disrespected you or did try to take your food or try to do some nonsense to you, you ain't stand on it, you know what I mean? And then the first inmate or prisoner who tried to play you out, you ain't stand on it, then what's gonna happen is it's gonna keep folding. You're just gonna fold like paper and just crumble to a motherfucker, ball you up till you really wanna kill yourself. That's what's gonna happen. You're gonna lose all that shit you had in you. And that's what they do, they disintegrate that shit like it's in a furnace. You just burn you up inside. The first thing you hear, like, I just wanna get out. I don't want no problems. But in order for you to get out with your sanity, you have to stand on your manhood and your integrity. Understand that logic. So with that, man, I ain't gonna talk y'all to death, man. You feel what I'm saying? I already, you know, been about 38 minutes. You feel me? I salute y'all, man. Happy April, man. Cast the first stone, man. If it ain't real, it's fake. We ain't going for none of that. We'll be back. Peace.